Hi Gemini, this is Angel Aura Divination and I'm here to give you a spiritual message from your guides. I've already connected to your guides or the guides, whatever. I've prayed over the cards and I just want to get right into it. So from the Spirit Animal Oracle, we have the Nightingale Spirit. Love is all around. I'm utilizing these cards and the Angelarium Oracle of Emanations to describe the guides that are connecting to you. This is not necessarily the aspect of the reading that's going to be giving you the advice. The Nightingale Spirit is a 41, reducing down to the energetic vibration of 5. This is an energy of spiritual balance. Right now, you might be feeling as if you need to balance your life out more when it comes to love, when it comes to communication, and possibly even when it comes to feeling more connected to your own spirituality. We also have from the Oracle of Emanations, Hode, the left leg, submission. The guides that are connecting with you are definitely more of a feminine nature. They might be shrouded in mystery or be part of, mystery lessons or mystery schools that you could be learning from right now. There's a strong emphasis, particularly on the voice, on singing, on expression, on creativity. The crown chakra is something that really comes to mind, which is interesting because from the energy oracle cards, we already have the 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel, coming to the front for you. But that's not necessarily, and that's interesting as well because it's also a 41, reducing down to the energetic vibration of 5, which is the same as the Nightingale Spirit. So 5 or 41s might be significant for you. But I will say more of, I think this is actually really interesting. Because if you notice, Uriel is wearing a dress and has wings. The Nightingale Spirit has wings. It's a bird, obviously. And then Hode is also wearing this like garment, right? As well. This, overcoat kind of dressing. And the focus here is on the crown. And then if you look above Hode, there's like this light coming from like the sky right above the head. That's strong energies of the crown chakra. So you might be feeling like you need to communicate or that you even want to communicate more with your guides. And that might be something that is almost like more of a confirmation for you than something of a message where it's like that's what you need to be focused on. We also have from the energy oracle community. It's the energetic vibration of 7. Which is the 7th chakra. So all of this is definitely related. It's going to be an interesting reading for you, I think. Before we get the tarot cards out, though, I will say definitely a feminine energy for you. Definitely one that's connected to community, community in particular, protection, femininity, the voice, connection specifically to the spirit. So it could be something to do with psychic visions or psychic abilities in general. There could be an association with reading or music as well. There could also be an association possibly with nature, not necessarily in the extent where you need to go out into nature, but maybe taking care of plants. So there could be an association with something like farming as well. They said pig calling. I don't know anything about that. Maybe the sky and stars, not necessarily the nighttime sky, but more so like space exploration as well. You might be looking to, and so the theme of the reading from the energy oracle cards, because that's really what these cards came out for, is that you want to connect possibly more to a spiritual community, to a community of psychics, to a community of spiritualists. You might be feeling as if you have been seeking out a community of spiritualists or something of the likes that you could gain more stability from, or that you could find more knowledge from as well. They might even be helping you on your path to developing your own spiritual consciousness, your own psychic abilities, and things of that nature. And I think that this is something that's being supported by your guides, possibly very strongly. If you've been feeling the calling, it's almost kind of like this is supposed to be more of a reading of confirmation. What does the Gemini collective need to know right now when it comes to this topic? We have the King of Pentacles coming out. Yeah, so this is more definitely an energy of almost saying like you're in control of the stability of your life. And if you feel like you're going to gain that from a group of people or from group dynamics or from whatever it is that you're pursuing here, then definitely that's going to return to you. But you definitely also have to invest your own energy into it to get something out of it as well. We have the Five of Wands here. These individuals or entities that might be pushing you or also working with you towards this might have some kind of conflict. This also could be a representation of internalized conflict about what you think the right path for you is. For example, you might be thinking in your head, oh, well, I need to do this by myself so that I can feel independent and so that I can feel, like I've constructed myself, like self-made to a certain extent. And there's nothing wrong with that in theory. But, if you feel the need to feel connected to community, why don't you honor that need within yourself as well? I think that's something that's coming more from me than your guides. But why don't you honor that within yourself as well? You're definitely being spiritually protected and covered, but you don't feel as if the choices that you make are actually being backed up, which is kind of almost ironic. We have the Seven of Cups coming out. You have a lot of opportunities and choices for yourself moving forward, but there are not necessarily right or wrong choices, but there are definitely choices that will benefit you and choices that won't, and you need to be utilizing your discernment moving forward. This also could be an association with drug culture as well, where you might have done research where you understood that individuals did drugs or took substances or all that kind of stuff to get more connected with spirituality and stuff like that. That's not necessarily right or wrong, but that's part of the history of that, right? Of sage wisdom is what they're saying. What else? We have the Emperor coming out. You might be looking for a spiritual leader. You also might be kind of scared to join cults as well. I saw that energy. I think it was in Libra's reading, because I just did Libra's reading before I started recording this one. It might have been in Taurus. I'm not sure. It was kind of the same thing where they had the Hierophant card coming out, and I kind of felt them like thinking in their head, oh, well, I shouldn't be doing this, right? I don't think it's right or wrong to do certain things or to seek out certain things. I think it's more of like what's right for you, what works for you, and what allows you the freedom to be the person that you see yourself being. We have the Five of Cups coming out. You might have been burned in the past when it comes to your spiritual consciousness. With the Emperor coming out, it also could be that you're turning to this particularly because you might have separated from some kind of group that gave you some kind of guidance or leadership, or possibly even a leader in particular in your life, specifically a divine masculine, that you felt was connected to spirituality in a deeper way than you. And that disconnection is leading to you, or even just feeling just the disappointment, which also causes a disconnection, but it's not necessarily that you separated from anyone in particular, more so that like pursuing things in a particular way led you to be following individuals who were trying to tell you, well, I'm connected to source or spirit or God or whatever it was, and ultimately you ended up feeling disappointed. But there were lessons in that you could definitely gain from if you were to reapproach the memories, if not the actual experiences. We have the Queen of Pentacles coming out, but I also think that you might be looking for a more feminine kind of energy when it comes to leadership, or they're saying like a spiritual guru kind of thing, where you're looking for somebody to help you and guide you, but not necessarily tell you the rules, right? I don't think that's right or wrong. I think it's exactly what it is. I think that might benefit you more if you feel like you actually have been disappointed, and especially with the cards that were coming out in the intro, I feel like that's definitely something that's being highlighted as more of the feminine aspect of spirituality, where you kind of enter into the more fluid aspects of energy instead of having so many rigid rules and ideologies, and they're saying the term dogma, which really holds you back. We have the Eight of Pentacles coming out as well. This is definitely something that you're going to have to work on, building structures, community focus, community connections and things like that. You're going to have to create this almost for yourself. Any other advice that we have for the Gemini collective for this reading? This has actually been a very good reading. We have the Ace of Cups coming out. You have all the tools you need within your in your own hands. With the Ace of Cups, I would also say that you are in control of the opportunities that you take, and you need to follow what you feel is right or wrong for yourself. In the long run, it might definitely be better for your emotional health to find people that you feel resonate with you, community that you feel like resonates with you, a guru, a leader, whoever it is that resonates particularly with you, as opposed to what might help the community or what might help the whole collective. You know what I'm saying? Focus on your salvation. Like, what do they say when you're in the airplane? You put your own oxygen mask on before you help anyone else. It's the same thing with spirituality. You have to find what works for you before you consider the needs or wants or desires of the people around you. That's what I have for you, though, Gemini. Thank you so much. Goodbye.